Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. I am here. We are here for another episode. Of course, I can't do it alone. I got the panel. I got my guys in the building. Mad producer, podcast Poppy in the building.
Shout out to Luffy being named one of the 4 emperors of the sea. My guy.
Star Wars talk.
No, it's One Piece.
I know. I'll try to be funny.
Try to reference our Harry Potter bullshit from earlier.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is just a fucking worse Star Wars.
I got my man Breezy in the building.
Is that the comparison?
Yeah. Harry Potter's just the worst Star Wars.
Harry Potter's terrible.
Because there's another guy who I haven't introduced yet, apparently a big Harry Potter guy. He got to hear it from me.
You got to hear it.
Oh, man. I watched. Listen, introduce him.
Yeah, you gotta bring
in the dork. Bring in the dork.
There's nothing wrong with
Harry Potter Harry Potter slander will not be tolerated.
Oh, God.
I mean, Harry Potter has a cult, bro. It does have a
it
cult.
has a mean
and
cult.
I ain't scared of that cult.
And
you know who else has a cult? Veganism.
You better watch.
Don't care about them
what
either.
Circles you shit on Harry Potter.
You ain't getting us canceled.
They
You better calm
will
down,
come after your ass. We'll be dodging all types of spells from the motherfuckers. Man.
Here's 3 cults in America: Harry Potter fans, veganism,
no.
and
We're
Dallas
not doing
Cowboys.
this. No, we're not doing
Dallas
this.
Cowboys,
I'm
Colts.
cutting you off. I'm not letting you get this off because I unlike you, I feel like we might have a future here. So let's just stop it.
Let me warm up my shoulders really quick because we're about to start
God,
swanging
I told you,
at these stick waving dorks.
Dylan's sole purpose is to make sure that he is the only one on this show.
Oh my God.
We will have no guests. We will have no viewers. It will be Dylan and Dylan alone.
It's gonna be me talking shit. It's just me alone talking shit to a wall and a camera.
Dylan, please.
A part of tonight's plan: piss off the Harry Potter fan.
Let's go. Let's go. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to take on this job.
Somebody's got to carry the workload.
How we doing, fellas? How we doing?
I mean, tonight was good. I mean, we had me and my girl, we had a productive finance meeting. That's why I'm late. We have a finance meeting every 2 weeks. That's that adulting right there, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was pretty good. But today was good. I got some pretty good news on some stuff I've been waiting for, and I'm like pretty well off, done with my training at my current new job. So yeah, everything was good.
New job?
Yeah, I work for Spectrum currently, and
okay.
what is it? I was able to sell the HR reps to bring me cookies today. Yep. I said to them, they was in the office yesterday for something. When HR shows up at your job, it's never really good. I'm the new guy, so I haven't been there long enough for them to be looking for me, so I didn't have to worry about. But they were there doing all types of meetings, and when I got introduced to them, I said, "Hi, your name is who?" I said, "You brought cookies?" They said, "No." I said, "How do you come to the office and not bring cookies? You're supposed to bring cookies." I was like, "Kelly, weren't they supposed to bring cookies?" And it was like, "What? I didn't know that." And then I met the other guy. I said, "What you did? Do you have cookies? You're the one." Which one of y'all is supposed to have cookies? One of y'all. I was told one of y'all was supposed to have cookies. And then today when they came in, each one of them brought cookies, not knowing that one of the other brought cookies. So yeah.
So win for James.
How long you been working there?
A month and a half. Yeah, I got all the free services, man. Cable, internet, home phone, all that.
Nice.
Free.
Nice.
Free.
That's a dub.
Yeah, but I just switched services now. I went from AT&T to Verizon because I used to work for AT&T, and now that discount's going, that bill was like almost $300. So yeah. So yeah.
Yes. Well, welcome, James. Welcome over to the team.
I mean, the service is not the greatest. I'm being honest with you. I've been frustrated since I got it, but I'll give them time.
You live in the woods, so
I live upstate New York in the city. I live in the capital, downtown.
He lives in the woods.
In the metropolitan.
You go down 2 blocks and make a left. You're in the woods.
No, you change that W to a H. You're in the hood. If you go 2 blocks, that's what you mean.
Well, now that we Anthony, you want to? How you doing? Or we ready to start? Because
no, I'm doing well. You know, I got back on my ish today. Got back to cooking, putting away money in my savings today. Today was payday, and I didn't blow it. I actually was on my grown man stuff, and I went to the bank and put money away. So,
where do you bank, Anthony?
Don't
answer that on here. We'll talk about that later.
I was slacking heavy for a couple of days, so I had to get back on my shit. I
want him to say his bank so the hackers could get him, because remember he was saying fuck the hackers, right? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, routing numbers you can just Google.
Yeah,
they're public knowledge.
You gotta say the bank you go to.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Moving right along. Good job not answering that. Didn't fall for that trap. Good job.
We're trying to ruin everybody's lives out here.
We're trying.
Hey man, I'm doing good. I feel great. I've been hitting the stairs fucking every day for like 20 minutes. It's fucking hoochie daddy summer out here. Got to show these thighs. Gotta let these bitches know.
How's your mom? How's she doing?
She's doing better. We had a pre-op appointment yesterday. Have to go again tomorrow to make sure everything's there to get our paperwork filled out. But she's hanging in there. It's an adjustment. It's a big adjustment to just lose your vision abruptly. But they found out what was the cause. It was a hemorrhage alongside some scar tissue in the eye. So they might be able to have a surgery to get that taken care of so we can get it back to what her vision was. Still legally blind, but like enough to where you could kind of like see the person in front of you and not just shadows and
progression
and
that's good.
Colors. Yeah, eventually, but
progression is always good.
Yeah, so hopefully everything works out.
All right. Well, I'm glad everybody's doing good. We are at the time recording this. We usually do this on Tuesdays, but it's Wednesday because I had to step out yesterday. But
how's that? Everything was good.
I mean, the end. We had a happy ending. Yes, we had a happy ending.
DeShaun Watson knows about those.
Oh my god,
he does.
We did it. We did it.
We were going to start with the NBA, but you know what, Dylan? That is an outstanding segue. I think we should just flip the script and let's just
look at James shaking his head.
Yeah, well, it's football, and I like to, put the football in the middle after James gets warmed up, introduces himself to everybody. Then he can take his few minutes off. But
James,
Dylan
go buy that GT game, man. $15.
Dylan said, "Screw that."
$15, man.
Nah, that's too much.
He wants free.
That's the best you're gonna get for cheap on PlayStation.
He wants
free
game. Playboy.
Unless you want to get like Jack and Daxter Racing or some shit like.
We can all download that. Let's go. I downloaded PGA Tour yesterday. Can't wait.
Oh, you download? Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. I'm ready.
I'm
ready. You're slacking.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on it.
Let's go get some fucking birdies, kid.
Let's go get some
fucking birdies.
Me and Dylan are about to tear up this PGA golf. Y'all don't even know.
Golf games are the fucking best. Can't wait.
Back in the day, it was fire.
Yeah, Dylan, get that everybody's golf, man.
I'm gonna download that too.
Yeah,
because I'm an avid golfer now.
I put like
I went to a driving range one time. I'm an avid golfer.
Dylan got swindled with golf one time, and now he's an avid golfer.
Some would say I'm part of the golf community.
How much does it cost to go golfing?
Golfing Poppy.
Well, the driving range. Hey, backswing Poppy. Let's go. Anthony, let's go to the driving range.
We should make it.
How much?
$15. Get some decent sized buckets. Rent the club. Let's go.
I'm all for that.
Make a pod event and go to what's that range in Jersey?
Fucking Top Golf.
Yes.
So for my birthday, I was looking into going to Top Golf, but the closest Top Golf was somewhere in New York, like 4 hours away.
Nah, it's Jersey. It's Jersey.
Right. Yeah. Because I was literally thinking, I was like, wait, no, I could just go to the fucking only game in town in North Haven and go fucking send balls 250 yards.
Top Golf is lit, man. I've never
I know.
been,
I want to go. I want to go so
when is
bad.
Your birthday, Dylan?
It was June 3rd.
Oh yeah, that's right. It passed. I'm sorry. We all said happy birthday. I completely forgot.
Y'all literally all said happy. Like Mike played the Black Happy Birthday song for me on one of the pods. That's how you know you made it.
Yeah.
If you're not Black Happy Birthday song, that's how you know he made it.
I guess I can make it up for us. Mine's is in August, so I mean we can plan for it.
We can make it work.
We can make it
work.
That gives Anthony some time to put his coins together because we know Anthony don't like this.
Anthony's gonna be broke by then with the finals and the baseball game and the bet that him and Dylan did today.
And I'm trying to get him to make more bets.
What's this talk between you and Roz talking about payments? What is going on?
So they bet $50 on the finals.
They bet $50 on the finals.
And who'd you pick?
The same team you picked.
I know. I'm just making sure. Well, I still think the Celtics are gonna win. I think, but mine's is it's done. Mine's is shot. I said Celtics in 6.
Mine's is still the shot. If I'm ready to, my prediction's ready to go.
Yeah,
I got one more day.
I'm just sweating so much right now internally for tomorrow.
You have to pay $50 to eat a nice medium rare steak.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was his bet. Yeah.
He didn't want to bet money with me, but
me and Roz change his life. Me and Roz were working out a payment plan behind the scenes, so
yeah.
We'll be
Anthony's isn't even to lose if I win. He's gonna end up having his life change.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like, yo, not even gonna lie, this is great.
And make sure you take that information and you relay it to your boy above you. Just give your boy a good little introductory on what your life has changed into when that happens. I don't eat red meat, but when I did eat red meat, it was always medium rare, or medium well. It was always in the mediums. I didn't do the well dones, but don't take my advice because I haven't eaten red meat in 5 years now. So I guess I don't know anything.
I was eating a medium rare steak before we started recording. Mike saw.
Mm-hmm.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, man. So let's go.
So DeShaun Watson had a press conference today. And interesting, he still proclaims his innocence. And listen, we live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty. I would say he's guilty as hell in the court of public opinion.
Very much so.
He's not looking. He ain't doing too well, but he legally is innocent. Me and Dylan were talking about this. I think Anthony, you will say too. We're all pretty much convinced he's going to get suspended.
Yeah.
The question is how long, and how long is appropriate when it doesn't look like there are going to be any criminal charges brought against it. It's going to be all civil suits. So how do you suspend him for civil suits, and what happens if he's right and he's innocent? Then what happens?
I think you can still suspend him, regardless if he wins or loses these suits.
Yeah.
Because it's a violation of the personal conduct policy. So he can still get suspended for being in court and stealing news cycles by him just being in the news cycle for shit not related to football. So I feel like at any point he's going to get at least 4 games. But there's also a part of me that thinks even if he is like convicted of all these civil charges, he's still only going to get 4 games.
Nah.
Because Goodell is completely tone deaf to this.
Nah, he's going to get at least 8 at this point.
But here's my problem. If he gets anything less than a year for this, it's bullshit. Because Calvin Ridley is literally sitting home.
Well, we're not. See,
because he gambled on one game.
Listen, we've already long known that this shit don't make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
We are that. There's even no point even bringing it up because we already know the punishment. The punishment rarely ever fits the crime.
It's crazy because there needs to be context. Like you just suspended Ridley for gambling on a game. But if he is guilty in court for these civil suits, there's no way you cannot give him at least a year for something that is worse than gambling.
So here's what I agree. If he's found guilty in the civil court, he has to get at least a year. If he's not, to me, the Ridley thing is apples and oranges. Because while there's no victim in what Ridley did except himself for being an idiot, we all know, football, basketball, we all know you cannot gamble on your own games. Like, that is like, who doesn't know?
You can't gamble on the NFL at all.
At all. Like, who doesn't know you can't gamble? And to gamble on your own team, like, I don't have a problem with him getting suspended as long as he did, because he's an idiot.
I don't think he should have been suspended a year. But
if it wasn't his own team, I would have felt a year is too long. It being his own team adds the extra oomph.
I mean, I think he's dumb as hell, but like, I'm going based off of past suspensions, right?
And that's
the problem.
There's precedent, and this was heavy.
So his dumbass, how much did he bet? What, $1,500?
Yeah,
stupid fuck. And you think about how much of an explosion the wide receiver's salary has gone, and he's just sitting at home.
Exactly.
And he just took a year off. He literally just took a year off for mental health issues to get that shit fixed, and then which is good. And then you go and you fucking gamble on your team.
It makes you
look stupid.
And you're seeing guys like Christian Kirk getting $21 million,
and he was up for contract next year.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You gave that all away for $1,500.
Now he's an idiot. So
because I don't know how much money he's gonna get.
He'll still get at least $15 million.
Yeah.
Now that's middle of the road.
Well, Ridley's still nice. I mean, he'll come back.
Oh, he's very nice.
Yeah, but now you have he's a fucking idiot.
He fucked his money up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He messed his money up because he easily could have gotten that Kirk money. He's
better than Kirk
because he's better than him. But now he's not getting. He's not. Like I said, he's going to get middle of the road. I'd be very curious to see what Odell gets, because I think Ridley will be slightly below what Odell gets.
So going back to my point of reviewing,
maybe in that window.
Going back to reviewing like prior suspensions, let's go back to, I don't know if you guys remember this suspension for Michael Kendricks when he got arrested a few years ago when he was on the Seahawks for insider trading.
Oh yes.
And he only got like 6 weeks or like 4 weeks or so, and then he went to jail. He went to jail and only got 4 weeks or some shit like that, and he gets shit. Meanwhile, Kareem Hunt is kicking women in hallways, was cut from his team, and was suspended like 6 weeks, which is significantly worse than gambling or something like that.
8.
6 or 8. I could be off too, right? I
could
be
bad
off
either
too,
way.
but still
bad either way.
It's still bad, and
he was an idiot too. If you saw that video, he was that was ridiculous.
Here's another one we still don't really know. When's Alvin Kamara getting suspended?
That's the
elephant. Oh yeah, what did he do during the Pro Bowl week again?
He beat the shit out of a guy at a bar before playing in the Pro Bowl.
Him and his dudes jumped.
Yeah,
and then he went and played in the Pro Bowl like nothing happened.
And then he lied to the police.
Yeah, because that was before the Pro Bowl, right? Yeah. Him and his boys jumped some dude, and then he went to play in the Pro.
Beat the shit out of this guy. Like he's still gonna get suspended too.
What?
Beat that dude up. That dude gonna get some money from Kamara. He's gonna get some money.
He's somebody who could face jail time.
So
but on a more serious note, this just all these domestic issues, especially with these NFL players. I mean, on a more extreme side, what's that dude that retired running back? Can't remember his name. Stacy? Was it something Stacy?
Zach Stacy.
Yeah, Zach Stacy. That struck a nerve with me. That struck a very deep nerve. Just that video was just disturbing. Not even the word.
That's a tough video to watch.
It's a tough video, and it's like you wonder like what the hell is going on in these dudes' heads. Like it's wild.
It's wild. These dudes, I'm telling you, the aggression that they have to be on at all times when they're playing, it's hard to turn that off. I'm not making excuses because if they're cowards,
very much so. The best part about the Zach Stacey situation was watching every NFL player who played with him saying they were going to go find him and beat his ass. Fun fact, not fun fact. Zach Stacey used to follow me on Twitter.
Woo! Wow.
Mm-hmm. Don't know how I managed to get that to happen.
You want to pick that up?
Nope.
I heard Dean drop that.
I said fun fact, not fun fact. He used to follow me on Twitter. Don't know how that happened, but it happened.
But it's a thing.
Yeah, the worst part about that whole situation, they highlighted that he was on the Jets. They literally said former Jet running back Zach Stacey, and then followed up, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? He was on our team for a cup of coffee. Go and fucking say he was a Ram." Bullshit.
Yeah, he was on the Rams.
He was on the Rams for years.
For as long as he was on the
They drafted Trey Mason. He got fucking pissed. But yeah, back to DeShaun Watson. He's at least going to get 4 games. He should get like a year, at the minimum a year to me. But like, if he were to get, Anthony brought up a point where like, what if he gets banned, or he gets like a 2-year suspension? Then the Browns can waive his whole contract. But then you look stupid as fuck because you gave up as much as you did to get him.
It's still a possibility.
And honestly, you lost Baker for it.
And they lost Baker before that.
Well, here's the thing. If Baker leaves, I'm not exactly crying. I mean,
he's still a starting quarterback, though. Like,
I don't think there's 30 other quarterbacks better than him. I think there's like 25 quarterbacks better than him.
I had to think, but I was like, all right, I'm not going to.
If I think about it, I could probably.
He could be a starting quarterback on a good amount of teams.
He was fucking awful last year, so I don't know, man.
He could start in Seattle right now. He could start in Houston right now.
He could start in Seattle. He could start in Carolina.
He could start in Atlanta.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I'd rather roll with Geno Smith than Baker Mayfield. I just don't.
Geno didn't play awful, but he's not better than Baker.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't play awful. Like, he didn't play any worse or any better.
Geno's
than Baker
career ended because he got his jaw broken.
Yep.
Because he played really good for the Jets. And that's something Jet fans forget to remember.
Yeah.
Like, what's one team where Baker can just, no debate, start?
Baker will probably
Seattle.
The Jets.
Like, I'm talking about, like, no debate.
Get out of here, Mike.
I bet you he'd give Zach
Wilson
a run for his fucking money. He'd give him a run for his money. A fair, open competition.
The Jets wouldn't do it. The Jets wouldn't do
it. That wouldn't happen. But I'm saying if we just all things equal, he could give Zach Wilson a run for his money.
I think he'd give him a run for his money, but I think they know what Baker is, and they don't know what Zach is. And I think Baker would get benched quick. I think Baker would have a very short leash.
But see, here's the thing. Baker's the type of personality, if he gets hot playing for the Jets, he fits the Jets fan base like a
He does.
glove.
That was my thing when Baker got drafted, because I thought the Jets were going to draft Baker. I did not see Baker going number 1. I thought Darnold was going to go first.
Yeah,
and I was like, I came to terms that Baker was going to be a Jet because his personality works.
Fits perfectly with the Jets.
But the problem is the media would have ate him alive. If we think Baker gets shit for these commercials that he has now, imagine if he was in New York.
Which, I'm not a Baker fan, but this thing the media gets on him about the commercials is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. Like, as if Baker is sitting there saying, play my commercial now. Play my commercial. He has no control.
No, but I do understand where people are coming. I do understand where people are coming from.
Over it, Anthony. What do you want him to do? He filmed
it's kind of
I will
like
never get mad at a guy getting a bag.
It's kind of like with Draymond. It's kind of like with Draymond Green right now. People are getting on him for just like his podcast right now.
I love that. What Draymond's doing, I fucking love.
There's a difference. See, I can understand being mad at Draymond for doing his podcast now, even though, like Dylan, I love it. But there's a difference. Draymond is choosing to do that while he's playing. Baker filmed them commercials in the offseason, and because they're doing very well, Progressive keeps running it. Like,
Progressive,
no
Hulu.
Control. Exactly. He has no control over that, and the media kills him as if it's him doing, like, he just filmed the commercial 30 seconds before it aired. Like,
I'm not saying it's necessarily all the way his fault. It just again to the viewer, it just looks bad. It may not be his fault entirely, but it just looks bad when he's struggling as much as he's doing. And then you see all his commercials, every other damn commercial.
Is it Chris Paul's fault that he's not playing right now? Yet State Farm is showing him and Trae Young every 5 seconds.
It is Chris Paul's fault they're not playing right now. We're being frank.
Chris Paul's level of success is a little higher than Baker.
But,
I mean, I'll put it like this: like the Browns needed a pivotal game, a pivotal win against the Packers. I think that was Christmas Day in Green Bay, or somewhere around that time. Baker played like all world ass. Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. At that point,
I think we got another T-shirt. I think we got another T-shirt.
At that point, I was just like, yo, I'm tired of hearing people talk good about this dude. I don't see what other people see in him. Don't give me this nonsense about he has a torn ligament, shoulder. I don't care, man.
That was his fault. He tore his shoulder trying to tackle a guy after he threw an interception.
And then gonna go, I don't care if my arm's broken. I'm gonna play. Man, if you don't sit down and heal, you can't even lift your arm. Like, I blame the Browns for that because somebody's got to be the adult in the room and be like, no, bruh. Sit down. Sit down. Like,
the Browns but the Browns owners realized what everyone else realized. That team had too much talent for Baker to be playing that bad.
You know what's funny?
They didn't let.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
They were not going to let Watson leave that door. They weren't.
Did, though. He ruled them out.
No, he did. And then they were like, no, come back here, motherfucker. We're going to give you a contract you cannot refuse. Straight up.
I don't think that's exactly what I think the Browns were going to Brown, and they were fully going to commit to Baker. And then, lo and behold, DeShaun Watson is available. And, like, the Browns would be one of those teams that, like,
I don't think the Browns were going to commit to Baker.
I don't know. If he had a bounce back year this year, they would have had no choice. He would have held it. He would have forced.
You have zero choice. Yeah,
but they were looking for a way to get out.
They were looking for a way out.
But instead of risking it with Baker, you have DeShaun Watson fall into your lap. Where, like, let's face it, like the second DeShaun Watson steps on that field, he's instantly
very Super Bowl contender.
The second best quarterback that the franchise has ever had.
Because here's the thing,
might be first.
We're talking about, oh, when is he going to get suspended? Here's the thing, right? If Watson gets suspended for a whole year, and you knew that right now, I'd still rather have Watson over
It's
Baker.
Just a year. Because
it's just a year.
Here's the thing. Brissett is good enough with that team to win games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's 26. Mm-hmm. QBs are playing into their late 30s, 40s these days. Watson still, even
they
if
have a great offensive line. They have a great defense.
They have a great defense. They
have a young core.
They have a top 5 running back. They have There's talent. Their receivers are a little. I don't know if Amari Cooper. Is he good enough to carry a team at this point in his career?
Half the games.
Amari Cooper's all right. They got Jarvis. No, they don't have.
They don't have Jarvis anymore.
No, my bad.
Jarvis is in New Orleans.
Thinking about someone else.
They have Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Who's
David Njoku and
Njoku's nice.
Njoku's very good, and the one of these other tight ends is it Hayden Hurst.
But they have a good enough offense to definitely make the playoffs.
Nick Chubb alone
and make noise.
Nick Chubb alone.
Nick Chubb is
a handful. Dude,
I don't know why every year I never pick him in fantasy. Like every person I've ever lost to in fantasy has had him. It was just automatic.
Wait for our fantasy football this year, because
we didn't do one last year, did we?
No, because we weren't.
Because we started mid-season.
Oh yeah, we started. Oh yeah, that's right. We started mid-season. Yeah.
I'm good.
I haven't forgotten about the chip, and someone is gonna pay. Someone's gonna pay.
Mike, I'm telling you right now, I have finished in first and second place in every fantasy football league I've been in the last decade.
Well, I have this terrible thing of finishing second or third the last 3 years. I need to get over the hump. And James, that's why James is laughing, because James was in the fantasy league with me, seeing this second or third every year.
Yeah, bro.
That means nothing. That means nothing by the standards that we play, where you don't finish last. Because if it's one thing Mike's not going to do, yes, I'm speaking third person. is finish last. That shit's not happening in fantasy football.
I finished second place in my fantasy football league last year, and I had the fewest points scored.
That's luck. That's luck.
But hey, that's how it works.
That's how it happens sometimes.
Now I remember it was a couple years ago. I was down big, and it was the Chiefs and Rams game on Monday night, and I had Jared Goff as my quarterback. He was the only one I had left.
That was a Thursday night game.
No, it was the Monday night. No, Chiefs and Rams. They were both like
it was Thursday night.
The Monday night game where it was like 40-30, 47 or something?
No, it was like 51-54.
That was a Thursday night game. That's the best Thursday. That's the best Thursday night football game I've ever seen in my life.
No, that was a Monday night game, Dylan.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think that was a Monday night.
It was like 51-54.
Well, while our producer is looking that up.
I remember because both teams, they had a bye the following week. Like,
I've got some
oh, no, it was Monday night. It was Monday night.
Yeah,
I could have swore that was a Thursday night football game.
Jared Goff had like 47 points or some shit for me.
They were
and he single-handedly won me that week because no one else was no defense.
I also finished in second place with Lamar Jackson as my fucking quarterback for fucking 8 weeks. That motherfucker did nothing. Nothing. The one year I decided to take Lamar Jackson as my quarterback is the one year he decides to fucking eat shit. The one year I miss his MVP year. I missed the year the next year where he's fucking great still.
He should have won them. He could have won the MVP.
And then I'm like, you know what? I got Lamar Jackson's gonna run. He gonna throw. Lamar couldn't throw for 200 yards to save his fucking life. He couldn't throw shit. And then Miami just zero blitzes his ass on a Thursday night football game, and he just doesn't know what to do. Fuck you, Siri. Fucking everything's happening, and he just ruined my day, and then he gets hurt, and I'm like, I hate my life. I hate my life.
You know who's a good fantasy quarterback? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because he's fucking always down. Jameis Winston's also a great fantasy quarterback.
People always shit on Cousins, but people don't realize he's a good fantasy quarterback.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't matter if he wins or not.
Yeah. Great fantasy quarterback sucks as a real quarterback.
It doesn't matter if he wins as long as he gets those numbers.
I literally had to go and pick up Ryan Tannehill because he was the only playable quarterback left to be my fantasy fucking quarterback, and I couldn't rely on him for shit because that's when he started doing dumb shit, like fucking losing games to the fucking Colts. Like, what am I doing? Why is this guy here? And then Derrick Henry gets hurt. Derrick Henry was the number one pick of the draft for me. Everybody said I was stupid. I'm like, oh, he's leading the league in fucking rushing fucking halfway through the season. Then he gets hurt. So I had to all these injuries, and I still finished in second fucking place. Because I had Stephon Diggs, I had fucking Cooper Kupp, I had all these motherfuckers.
I was close last year, but the motherfucker I took against in the playoffs.
I had fucking quarterback play. I had fucking Tua play one of my games. I played him against the Jets, and he sucked. I was like, you know what? The Jets secondary stinks. Like, Tua's going to have a fucking field day. Tua couldn't fucking complete shit. He turned over the ball 3 times, 2 interceptions, and a fucking fumble, and he couldn't even hand off the ball right. I fucking hate you, Tua.
I hate it here.
Hey,
I hate it here.
I had the Ravens defense playing the Bengals that week when Jamar Chase went ballistic. All right, so
you mean the same Ravens defense that had their whole secondary out with torn ACLs?
Mm-hmm.
And Jamar Chase took them all with him. He grabbed all their ACLs on the way to the end zone.
The way that man just toyed with that secondary that week,
he ate Marlon Humphrey's fucking lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He took Marlon Humphrey, lifted him by his ankles, dumped out his lunch money on the fucking field, and said, "I'll hold that, thank you."
Oh,
this is the Jamar Chase tax. You got to pay this to play me.
So I just want to point out at the time, like I said, we're doing this on a Wednesday, so there's no game on tonight. Except, yes, Anthony, the Stanley Cup Finals. It was tonight. And do you know who was in the Stanley Cup Finals, Anthony?
Oh man.
It was the Colorado Avalanche and this team called the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well,
you said Tampa Bay, not Jersey.
Quiet. This
not
is
Jersey.
right
Not
here.
the New York Rangers. No, not the New York Rangers.
Not the New Jersey Devils.
No, James.
No, not the New Jersey Devils.
We are not gonna do that tonight. I sat here and listened to all your propaganda.
Not the New Jersey Devils.
And take all of this slander because I said on this show
you guys. That's all.
If you play the Lightning, you were gonna get packed the fuck.
All we did was join you guys. That's all we did was
the fuck.
That's all we did was join you guys, and now we're both on vacation, letting our skates thaw
out. And guess what? You lost 4 straight and got packed the fuck up. And now you're
no.
I mean, it's not like we didn't lose to the single greatest hockey dynasty since the 1980 fucking New York Islanders.
And that all would have been fine, Dylan, except you was taught, not you, Dylan. Well, actually, no, Dylan. Now you get to see what me and James have to deal with being associated with Anthony. Now you get to see, now you get to feel what it's like when the other two are talking shit like crazy, and you were sitting there being neutral. Hey, I want my guys to win. But I know we're playing a really
Mike,
good team.
here's the thing, Mike. I was not being neutral. I was sitting there after every Rangers game. I was sitting there, hey, Michael, where are you, Michael? It's real quiet in here, Michael.
Yeah, it's real
And guess
quiet.
what? Those Tampa Bay Lightning just fucking lost. So suck me.
Yeah.
You hear the horn? You hear it?
Hey, James, do you know I could do something? Watch this. Hey! Hey!
Exactly. Like, what? Did you forget we have control?
I have the power. And he just took himself out. That's what you get.
Good
That's
job,
what you get.
buddy. Yep, good job.
That's what you get. You took yourself out. Look at that. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Man, you back in. Oh, he's still listening to this stupid song.
Yep, still listening to it.
Still one of the best goals. All right, he just keeps taking himself out. Mike, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know what you're doing. Too many people doing it at once. I'm trying to help you. You keep taking me out. I guess we don't need a host. Mike, I'm gonna add you back in. Do not fucking click anything. All right, there you go.
We all know your mouse is slow. So
I'm glad you're part of the team. Thanks for not taking. Yep, that's you right now.
That's not me.
That's you because you kept taking yourself out.
That's not me. That is the look. I wish Roz was here because that was the look on Roz's face. Oh, hey guys, I'm at the Rangers viewing party. We're gonna get it done. Rangers score. Hey.
That Saturday this day.
The fact that he started watching these games, and then when he was at the game, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
My fucking stepdad. I was telling him, I was like, "Hey, my friend Roz hasn't really watched a playoff game until the last 2 games, and we haven't won." And he just FaceTimed us saying that he's at MSG right now watching the watch party. He goes, "Tell that motherfucker to leave! Just tell him to leave! What is he doing?" And my dad is a fucking massive Rangers fan. Like, his fandom literally is the Rangers, the Giants, and the Yankees. Like, that's it. Like, Rangers is everything to him. He cares more about hockey than fucking anything. And then it's fucking Rangers, Yankees, and Knicks or fucking Celtics, whichever one he wants to root for that time. But that's it. He cares so much about the Rangers. And the last time, when they were in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Kings, and they lost, I had to call him to make sure he didn't fucking like blow his brains out because he was fucking furious. I'm like, I'm going to come home to fucking blood on the wall. I'll see y'all later. I was playing pool. I was sitting there playing pool with my buddies. I'm like, all right, I got to go. I got to make sure this guy's all right.
I'm sure he's all right because, woo. And
he was just happy to be there because the Rangers, the Rangers had no business being there. Nope, and they were there.
It would have been fine if y'all, because the Rangers are going to be good for the next. I'm going to have to deal with y'all for the next few years because the Rangers are going to be good. But this year was not the year. You got too full of yourself. You got too ahead of yourself. And like I said, you can beat Carolina all you want, but the Lightning were going to pack you the fuck up.
Mike, the cool thing about this right now is this is me. Like, you're me talking about the Knicks last year. This is me talking about the Knicks last year, where everybody was like, oh, no, we're going to do it. I'm like, y'all are too ahead of yourselves. Y'all are sitting here thinking Julius Randle's the one. He's not. Still can't go left. Or still can't go right. And everyone's like, no, he can go right. He can't. He picks up his dribble. He doesn't do anything. And then they're doubling him on the catch. He stinks.
And I think that I actually have done a great job being a great friend, because when the Rangers lost Game 5 in excruciating fashion,
yes,
I was silent. I didn't say a word. I let y'all say, oh, they're just devastated. Roz was ready to jump off a cliff after Game 5. Roz was done.
Roz went into Yankees Orioles mode real quick.
Oh, the Rangers suck. This person's got to go. That person's got to go.
It was getting real catatonic. Like, he could have exploded at any point. But the one thing that happened after the Game 6 loss that is wonderful is we got Heineken Roz.
We got Heineken Roz,
and it's my favorite form of Roz, because he was arguing with himself.
It was the most ridiculous argument I think me and him have ever had.
We spent legitimately like 3 hours just walking in circles. We were all just like
shoulder to shoulder. In the morning.
It was more than 3 hours.
It was
I left.
It was like 3.
I left
at like 3 a.m.
I left to go to downtown New Haven to party with my boy all night. I came home at like 2 something. Y'all was still in the chat. I was like, there's no way they could still be talking. I just spent the whole night downtown.
And you waited for me to leave.
No.
You literally waited for me to leave.
You could not have timed it any better.
Here's it, right?
Dylan said, all right, good night, guys. Here comes me and Roz are literally saying, all right, bro, I'll talk to you later. Here comes Anthony. Hey, guys, y'all still in here? Where's Dylan at? Talking all that shit.
I swear on everything I love, it was coincidence. The minute I decided to join the room, Dylan left, like literally right after. I'm not even joking. And I'm
sitting there, he's like, oh, y'all left. I was like, I'm hopping back in. They're like, room's closed. Sorry. Anthony does that thing where he picks up his running shoes and starts moving.
Yo, I happened to check the room for like 2 minutes. I was like, no. Because I did not want to believe y'all was still talking.
Anthony's fucking smoke alarm was going off that he attaches on his fucking backpack. Anytime he detects smoke, it goes off and he runs the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. Roz is sitting here as Anthony proclaims, Roz never talks bad about the Knicks.
Bad-mouthing the Knicks for 3 hours.
The whole argument was him bad-mouthing the Knicks. We get in here, Anthony. Well, he brought up some good points.
Yeah, such a sellout. Such a sellout.
Roz has
Shut up.
Roz has spoken.
That's
Anthony just loves Roz. That is his guy. He looks up to Roz.
Dylan,
can't mentally combat him.
Dylan, you take screenshots, right?
I do take screenshots.
Take a screenshot of my explanation, because you guys were like, "Oh, Roz is making fun of the Knicks, and how do you feel about this?" And I
shut
forgot.
Up. Just shut up.
I forgot what I said, but it was
just shut up. Just shut up. I will not allow you.
You said it was okay for Roz to use the Knicks' deficiencies to big up Kobe.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
That's not okay.
Yes, it was.
It's not. Shut up.
Yes, it was.
Bro, here's what we need to realize about Kobe Bryant, right? Like, just because he's not here doesn't mean you can't speak facts about somebody. That's what people need to realize, right? And it's not disrespect to say
that was
facts.
My point earlier today, and I defended the argument and went against it just to show you that I can talk on both sides. And all your response was what? Bummy comments. You have nothing to say.
You are supposed to defend the honor of the shield of your team.
Yeah, I always do.
Honestly,
you never did.
Which was the argument that Roz was making in his weird, convoluted way. defend your team. Raj just for some reason, Kobe Bryant is the Lakers. If you talk about Kobe, you're talking about the Lakers. That makes no sense.
He tried to come for me. He said I was disrespecting Kobe. I said I didn't say anything. All I said is
no one disrespected Kobe.
I did nothing.
Y'all was disrespecting Kobe.
I did nothing. The only point that I argued is he said that LeBron's legacy was got saved by 2 impossible shots, and I said, do not call that Kyrie Irving shot impossible.
It's not, because he does it all the time.
Literally does it every game he plays.
Mm-hmm.
So do not call that impossible. That's all I was saying. That was my only argument. I was like, I'm not going to argue anything about Kobe.
Nothing to do with Kobe.
It has nothing to do with Kobe. And I didn't argue a single point about Kobe until Ross started saying his legacy was already set in stone. I'm like, at that point, it was not.
It wasn't. And
then James was there where I was like, in 2004, Shaq leaves. What's Kobe? He's like a 3-time champion. I was like, that's not what the media was saying. His shit at that point was, can he win without Shaq? He goes, what? Misses the playoffs, goes to the playoffs, out in the first round, misses the playoffs. And then Shaq wins a ring in that time without Kobe. That's what the narrative was. Can Shaq win without Kobe? Or could Kobe win without Shaq? And he couldn't. So I didn't want to hear any narratives other than that. And then Heineken Ross is yelling, he's a 3-time champion! He's a 3-time champion! That's when I started saying shit. I was like, hey, that's what Kobe's narrative actually was from an unbiased person, not a Laker fan, because I clearly see what's going on here. But no, I didn't say anything about Kobe.
It's not disrespect when you point out the facts, and I guess you had to be there. And if you were there, you would know what the narrative was and what the discussion on in media was, and that was the discussion: can Kobe win without Shaq? And vice versa, it was can Shaq win without Kobe? And then he won, whether if it was with Dwayne Wade or whoever the teammate was.
Still did it.
He won, right? Yeah. So that was the comparison. And then Kobe had went a certain amount of years without still winning. So that was,
and then he gets to the finals in 2008 and loses.
Yeah,
and then what happened the next 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
But what happened the next 2 years?
No, but we were getting to that. That was the point.
Yes, we cannot negate. We can't do that. We can't say, oh, but then what happened? Yes, when we get to that point, it happens. It does happen. That does not take the fact that those things prior to it didn't happen.
Just like
you gotta allow that to still be there, because that's the history. That's what got him to that point. That still happened.
Because we went 4 years stretch.
Beat Larry Bird. That happened. That happened. Fact. He never beat Larry Bird. Whether Scottie Pippen was there or not, he never beat Larry Bird. Not one time.
The thing is, like, regardless of that point too, even when he never beat Larry Bird, right? And then eventually they succeeded to Jordan and say, oh, that's a bad man, that's the best player and everything like that. When it was on the Dream Team, he ain't never beat them. That's still the history. Facts and stats, right? If you ever want to find out, you can always go back and watch the games, and you can figure that out. But that happened. That happened. He never beat them. And if you want to look at Detroit, he never beat Detroit until a certain point too. So like that history happened.
People have this narrative and this idea that Michael Jordan literally only played from 1991 to 1998, and that's his whole career. He went 6-0 in the final. He won the finals every single year, and that's it. Like,
the 80s didn't exist.
Like, what are we doing? But we want to.
I will admit he wasn't that successful LeBron in James the 80s.
In other years, it double stand. That was the whole point of it. Is there are double standards that people just don't want to acknowledge for some reason.
My thing is personally, if you're comparing this Jordan and LeBron thing, they both struggled in their early years and whatnot. That is true. Like, in a
hold
sense.
on. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong.
What do you mean?
They both struggled in their early years?
Struggled as far as postseason success.
LeBron 4 years into the NBA was in the NBA Finals.
He got swept.
But he got there. Like, let's not talk about struggling. You don't go through and walk into the NBA Finals after scoring every single point
as the main guy.
I remember that. I saw that
against Detroit Pistons in overtime. To get to the NBA Finals on the road.
He literally scored the last 27 points. 27 points to the game.
22 years old.
I'm talking about as a whole. He didn't have much
playoff success.
Yeah.
You have to win 3 rounds to get
outside
there.
of that one finals, Dylan. He was getting packed up every single year.
Bro, he's like the most successful playoff player
ever.
But
you can't compare their early careers because
but I'm talking about that.
LeBron had success.
What are you saying?
Unless we're going to measure
LeBron
championships,
just lost
then
in
we'll
the
go
first
there.
round for the first time.
What is Anthony saying?
I'm talking about when you look at Jordan and then you look at LeBron in the first beginning part of their careers.
How many years is that? I'm just asking.
I would say Jordan from like 83 to about 90. And then from LeBron.
So the first 7 years of their career.
Yeah.
In the first 7 years of their career, LeBron went to 1 NBA Finals and then went to how many Eastern Conference Finals? 3.
3?
Wait.
I think 3.
3?
He went to the finals. He lost to Orlando in a conference final, and they lost to Boston in the second round.
Okay, so I think 2 then. I knew 2. I was around there too, where Jordan didn't have playoff success until 91.
Yeah,
where LeBron, I think,
didn't get to the conference finals
2 postseasons. I think LeBron in his first 2 postseasons had more playoff wins or playoff series wins than Jordan in that whole 7-year stretch.
Because Jordan was routinely getting packed up in the first round.
Yeah, he was.
First round. Swept.
So that's why I think it's hard to compare their first 7 seasons. Because LeBron early, the thing people need to realize about LeBron is LeBron was touted as the next big thing and still exceeded expectations.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he was supposed to be the guy, the best player in the world at 18 years old and still exceeded every expectation.
And he actually did it, too. That was the craziest part.
Say what you want to say about LeBron Jordan. I'm never going to have that argument again because it's going to be running in circles, and I did that enough on Saturday. But I won't tolerate slander on LeBron versus anybody because people need to give LeBron all the respect in the world.
Speaking of LeBron, Skip Bayless, he said that he will happily invite LeBron to his show. And I'm hoping LeBron accepts that offer.
LeBron
is not. And Skip knows that LeBron's not going to. He's just trolling because he's mad that LeBron doesn't acknowledge his existence. And it burns him up that LeBron will not acknowledge
The best thing
him.
was Skip acknowledging LeBron where he was like, if it's not for Kevin Durant, I have to sit here and say that LeBron James has fucking 6 championships. I have to acknowledge that LeBron has the same amount of titles as Jordan is literally going to be the best player of all time. No doubt. He's like, so if not for Kevin Durant,
if the Warriors don't make that super team, LeBron has 5 or 6 rings right now. And there's no argument. None.
Because those Cavs teams matched up so well with those Warrior teams before Kevin Durant got there. So well. Because everybody likes to forget that Iman Shumpert and fucking J.R. Smith were balling on defense. Balling. And then you can't forget guys like RJ and Channing Frye and Mozgov and Delly and all those dudes. They played so fucking
Matthew
well.
Dellavedova played a really good scrappy ball.
He's the best person I've ever seen guarding Steph Curry in the playoffs.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've seen him be defended as well as Delly guarded him in 2015.
It was only for a few games, though.
Go find me somebody who's doing it any other time.
My argument will be that wasn't the Steph that we all know because
that was MVP Steph.
Yes, but that was still flawed Steph.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't he wasn't a perfectionist of his craft. He was still taking a lot. This is when he was trying to find himself. He was turning into a great shooter, but he wasn't the greatest shooter, and Yeah, I mean,
I guess that's part of the argument where it's like he may not have found himself, but like nobody's guarded Steph better.
Yeah,
because the defensive player of the year right now can't stay in front of him.
Yeah, I think if you put, I think if you put peak Dellavedova on peak stuff, that's
he's cooking him.
Get him off the court. Get him off the court.
Yeah, he's
going, like I said,
six backs.
Defensive player of the year literally cannot stay in front of him.
But those are schemes. They can't. They're pick and rolling scheming him, and they're blocking him off and everything.
Hey man, I watched last game. Gary Payton not even set the screen, and they ran off on the switch. And that's my point. Like if you're just doing that, you're not playing defense. You're not. But fuck it. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it then. Fucking Jason Tatum and this fucking Boston Celtics. Like, what the fuck? Jason Tatum is playing not good. Jason Tatum broke LeBron's turnover record in the playoffs in one single run.
I wish Roz was here tonight because Jason Tatum is giving the prototypical argument for facts and stats versus impact. Because Tatum's stats, his numbers are there. He's averaging 25 in this series. He's averaging 25 and 7. He's stats-wise, he's having a good series. Impact-wise, it is not there.
He's 5 for 21 in the fourth quarter over the stretch of games.
He's been bad. Yeah. In the
and he's like shooting like 20% from inside the 3-point line.
Yeah.
He's not finishing strong. Like I was listening to Bill Simmons a little bit, and he was like, I feel like the last time I saw Jason Tatum dunk on somebody was LeBron James' rookie year. Because he's not attacking the rim. He's not attacking the rim hard. Every time he gets in there, and this goes for everybody.
Well, he does attack the rim. It's just really sloppy. And
it's sloppy. So every time they drive, they are sloppy. They're turning over the ball. They're giving away easy looks. They're not being aggressive at the hoop.
At least Tatum actually like gets to the hoop. Not like fucking Brown. The ball slips out of his fucking hands and shit.
I think they got to move quick. When they get the ball, they got to run the offense fast. Because the fact that they're when they're catching the ball, they're dribbling out the clock. They got to move their offense faster. They got to be kind of like how Ant was saying to Cat. Remember that little small. He was like, "Yo, you gotta just go. You just gotta go." So I think if when Tatum gets the ball and he just attacks, they won't have a chance to collapse on him as fast. Yeah,
he's thinking way too much. This goes back to the fucking Kobe shit, man.
And
the media is doing it again. The media is doing it again to another Kobe disciple, as Roz says, for 2 finals in a row. Devin Booker got it, and now Tatum's getting it. The second they start labeling somebody Kobe Bryant or doing something related to Kobe Bryant, they start eating shit. And they're putting too high expectations on these dudes. Just let them fucking hoop. Tatum is an unbelievable player, and he's playing like shit in his first finals. All this shows to me is like, is Tatum actually that guy? Like when you look at somebody who has dog in him. If you look at somebody who's like, hey, this guy has dog in him, he's got it. Sometimes Tatum looks like he's too passive. And that's very much so a problem. But then you have to give a ton of credit to Steve Kerr because if you go back to what Van Gundy was saying during the broadcast, he's saying, hey, they're pinning these guys' right hand down. They're forcing left. And every time they go left, they're turning over the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I started paying more and more attention to it. And I'm like, oh shit, they're really forcing these dudes left to take fading jump shots from the free throw line. And they're taking bad shots and turning over the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that started early in the first quarter when Draymond went on his fucking run of just setting the tone, making Jaylen Brown have fits. He started off shooting like 20% to start the game off.
And Draymond had a better game. He definitely had a better game this time around.
And then Wiggins, man.
Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins is having the series of his life.
He might fuck around and get the MVP.
He won't.
Hey.
Steph has another game like he had, and he's terrible, and Wiggins puts up another 20 and 15.
Yeah.
He's got a legitimate argument. Because I said on the post game, I was like, I think they figured it out. I think having Andrew Wiggins clean boards and like help push that way and attack on the off, because a lot of his rebounds are on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a lot of offensive rebounds. So it's like, oh, all right, maybe they got it. And it seems like when you take a look at the Golden State Warriors runs with their small forwards, you have Harrison Barnes, you have Iguodala, and then you have Kevin Durant and Iguodala. Andrew Wiggins is like the perfect in-between between Harrison Barnes, Kevin Durant, and Iguodala, like mixed all the way in too, because he's hitting the boards and playing great defense. And he's doing what Tatum needs to be doing, and that's attacking the rim. Attack the rim hard.
He was giving Tatum fits too.
And the
thing
is,
literally playing in Andre Iguodala's role. That's what he's doing.
Except he's averaging like
I think he's doing better.
Points a game.
He's giving you 18 to 20.
18 to 20.
Grabbing like 16 rebounds, locking down the best player. He's giving you everything. That's what I'm saying. Another game like this, even if Steph has a good game, I still say Wiggins will still have a chance to get MVP.
I mean, before that 19-point game that Steph put up, he was averaging like 35 a game.
Yeah.
And for the first like 3 wins of their playoff series, or the first 2 wins, like he was the only one doing anything. The first 4 games, he was the only Warrior doing anything, really. Like he was carrying. Like Wiggins was putting up like 18. Clay was getting anywhere from like 14 to 20 in a couple of these games, but like he played through everything and was balling. He was supernova, except for this game, which he deserves to get shit for.
I think that's what, because but Dylan has Warriors in 6. I have Warriors in 7 because I just Boston has too much pride to lose on their home court at the beginning of the series. But right now, I just can't. I mean, I have to see. I can't. Tomorrow night's game is going to be so interesting because I have a hard time believing Boston's going to lose 3 in a row.
I think the worst thing to have happened to Boston was for them to lose back-to-back.
But I also don't think – I have a hard time believing Steph's going to play that bad again. So –
well, it's like Dylan said, Boston's 0-0 when losing.
Boston is 0-0 in after back-to-back losses, so we don't know. And I think they lost back-to-back games for the first time at the wrong time, because now you have this Warriors team that just scrapped you on your home court, took you home, packed you up there, sent you back to Boston, and they're ready to.
There's only one issue I have. Klay Thompson said something very stupid in his post game, and I think that Boston comment he made, that might poke the bear in them. That might really poke the bear.
What? That his fans are rude?
Huh?
That the fans be talking shit?
He was just gloating and bragging about how he can't wait to go back to Boston, and that did not sit well with a lot of people. Like, I think he really poked the bear on that one. Like, I think.
Hey man, hopefully that bear responds, because you got 2 guys on that fucking Boston team that are supposedly bears that are awfully quiet, awfully inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Anthony for coming on Post Game Live and telling me that I'm right. He said, "Man, I hate to agree with Dylan or give Dylan any props, but." Him talking about Jaylen Brown's inconsistency every other game is becoming more and more glaring.
It's like you try to like stave off the inevitable long enough to be like, okay, maybe Dylan's wrong. Maybe it's not what it seems. And then it's just like, man, what the fuck? Like you're watching the game, it's like,
Fun fact. Jaylen Brown only has 3 less turnovers than Jason Tatum does in this series.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not being talked about enough, while Jason Tatum is also not having a good series. But since Jaylen Brown played well in a few games, Jaylen Brown's getting a lot of like, all right, well, he played well, blah, blah, blah. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Yeah. Everybody on the team needs to be held accountable, and I'm not going to be sitting here.
Tatum gets the biggest point, though.
Don't care. I don't care. That's my thing, right? I don't care if you're the star or the superstar. One person cannot carry all of the burden. It's the sum of the whole needs to take responsibility for that loss, because Jaylen Brown will get all the glory if he has a great game and they win, but he won't get any of the smoke if he plays terrible. and they lose.
And the funny thing is, as bad as the Celtics played, like you said, they missed 10 free throws. They lost by 10 points. As bad as they played, had they just at least made their free throws.
They lost by 10, but they also, halfway through the fourth quarter, waved the white flag. So it could have been much worse. Because they went out with, 18-point lead?
Something like that.
But
then the garbage players made it a little bit more easier to look at.
Exactly. But again, if you're Boston, you can't win the rebound battle. You can't win the three-point battle. You can't win the foul battle. And the rebound battle. Did I say rebound already? But lose.
And you have Steph Curry play horrible.
And you have Steph Curry play horrible. And you shoot more free throws. And you miss 10 free throws. And you lose. You cannot do that. That's literally, they're free throws. You are an NBA player. Tatum, you cannot miss 6 free throws in a fucking game.
It's unacceptable.
He's folding under the pressure.
Unacceptable.
He's really folding.
And this goes
I don't know if he's folding or if he's pressing. I think he's pressing.
This goes into Jason Tatum did a hell of a job in this playoff run, walking through this murderer's row to get here. The hardest path to the finals that you could fucking have was the path that Boston picked. Because Boston didn't bench their players in the last game of the year to get seeding. They went and they're like, hey, we're going to play whatever's in front of us. It doesn't matter who. We like our matchups. And they plowed through Brooklyn, took off the champs, packed them up, went to Miami, fucked them up. And now you got to go ahead and play this Warriors team, and where the pressure's at its highest, you did all this great job, packing these dudes up, kicking the door down to be a superstar for this to happen. If you want to talk about meltdowns.
But then if I want to look at it from a devil's advocate kind of point of view, do they beat Milwaukee if Chris Middleton's healthy?
I was thinking, when you said murderer's row, I'm not going to lie, I did think about Chris Middleton when you said that.
Jimmy Butler literally was a 3-pointer away from ending their season.
And that's with a banged up Tyler Hero.
And without Tyler Hero,
she'd be my uncle.
But I'm just saying,
I said if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle.
Wait, what? What?
If we're playing ifs.
If that going over your head, Anthony, you don't get that analogy.
If my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle.
You didn't have to repeat it 3 times.
Just so Anthony gets it. We can't play this game because you can only play who's in front of you.
No, that's true. That is true. I do agree with that because I kind of do hate when people say that. Well, such and such is injured. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a lot of times the teams who make it to the finals are the healthiest teams. So
if Milwaukee runs into plays a full series against healthy Brooklyn, they're packed up in 5. But we can't. You can only play who's in front of you.
Packed up in 5?
Yeah, we all remember how that series was going before Kyrie Irving got hurt.
I mean,
Anthony, let's not act like they didn't get packed up by 40.
I'm not saying they wouldn't lose the series, but
they would have gotten. You only remember Milwaukee after that series where they won. You don't remember them during that series where it was a fucking struggle to beat Kevin Durant by himself. Where Bud was looking fucking terrible. Coaching.
Well, Bud's not that really a good coach.
Exactly, but it was getting picked apart.
I'll probably have to refresh my mind.
If you ever want to revisit that series, I will gladly do it with you. We can go through game by game about how shit was just looking terrible for the Bucks.
Nah, but going back to this postseason, honestly, again, if Middleton was there, I don't think the Celtics would have beaten the Bucks. But
I still think they win. Nah,
there were just too many times when you needed that Middleton spark and he just wasn't there, and it was just Giannis. It was Giannis and a bunch of it looked like the Dallas Mavericks out there, to be honest. It was just Giannis. He had a bunch of inconsistent shooters. You had no one else who could create their own shot, and Giannis was gassed. By Game 7, he was just fucking gassed. He was literally doing everything by himself.
I'm gonna let you in a little secret about Giannis. That's literally how Giannis plays, even if Chris Middleton is there. It would have been the same type of Giannis you would have saw. And let's not sit here and act like Middleton was averaging fucking 30 points a game.
Not a game, but he can give you 30 points in a game.
But he was averaging like 22, 23. That's a big 22,
and he can still give you a 40-point game.
He can, but let's go back off of what we know about Chris Middleton as a whole in the playoffs, where he is also inconsistent and will give you 14-point games instead of your 25 on terrible shooting. And that just means other guys aren't getting the opportunity.
I don't think he's as inconsistent as Jaylen Brown, though. Like,
I want you to go back, because I'm telling you right now, I've already did this. I've already done this. There's no reason in your closeout game, Game 6 in the NBA Finals, Giannis has like 50 and you have 14. There's no reason in Game 5.
Giannis was hot.
But there's too many games that where he doesn't even get 20.
But sometimes he may not even need 20 though. Like, because
they needed all of Giannis's points. That game.
They need all of Giannis's points, but like, nobody's gonna get mad that your second guy can't hit 20 in the NBA Finals.
But you can make the same argument that, again, Chris Middleton had some fire games where, the Bucks
I will never take that away from him. I will never take that away from him, because in the games where Giannis didn't play in that Atlanta series, he was wonderful.
Yeah, and there were more.
But you don't get that all the time because you have to play a certain way with Giannis on the court.
But again, what they had in place of Middleton was clearly just not good at all. It wasn't going to work against Boston. And that's where they could have used Middleton, especially in the fourth quarter when they needed buckets. And I'm
gonna do the thing that they do with LeBron James, and they say, "I don't care. You're the best player in the world, right? Make it work." Right? I have zero sympathy. You're supposed to make your guys rise up, right? You're supposed to do that. So I have zero sympathy. Everybody has to fight through something. Everybody's got adversity in the playoffs. You figure it out. But Giannis let Al Horford punk him in Game 5. So that's what you get. And then he comes out and puts up a fucking in a Giannis standard, a fucking goose egg, scoring 22 points in Game 7, and then letting Grant Williams shoot lights out. I don't want to hear that.
I mean, yeah, because when are you ever going to get Grant Williams?
You'll never going to get Supernova Grant Williams.
Because we haven't even got regular Nova Grant Williams since then.
Like, come on. You could blame the supporting cast all you want, but when you're not getting stops and you're a defensive player of the year, fucking all NBA defensive this, and one of the best defensive teams in basketball, and you just can't get stops, I don't want to hear none of that. Because they would have won 2 of those games if they just played fucking defense. Without Chris Middleton. Game 6 being one of them. Where Tatum scored fucking 45. Nobody, and this is the Anthony game where he was like, nobody on the bench did anything. Yeah, they didn't play defense either. Because you're letting all these guys shoot. Nobody's closing out. Defense and rebounds. Rebounds equals rings. And defense wins championships. And they didn't do either.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, taking care of the ball also wins championships, too.
Yeah, it does. And Boston doesn't win games when they turn over the ball 15 times or more.
Ridiculous, man.
They're like 1-8 when they fucking turn over the ball 15 times or 16 times, whatever.
And it's like most of them are inexcusable. It's not some, it's not half, it's most of them are just fucking inexcusable. Like,
but Anthony, it's rigged.
Some of the games were rigged.
None of them.
Oh, some of them. How about none of them?
Hey, Dylan, you remember what Blackheart said the other night?
What?
About how they need to make this series extend from
they're going to bring in Scott Foster.
I see Scott Foster for the next
They're going to bring in Scott Foster, and you know who has a winning record against Scott Foster?
The
Boston Celtics.
The
Boston Celtics are like 7-0 against Scott Foster Scott Foster officiated games.
13-0.
13-0 in Scott Foster officiated games. So if Boston wins Game 6, Anthony, I want to make sure you say rigged. Just like
he won't.
If Boston would have won Game 5, I would have wanted you to say rigged, because Boston has never lost back-to-back games. And you would have had to have said that.
Cricket.
But the games where Boston plays like shit and can't hit a shot are the ref's fault, right?
No, that's not the ref's fault. That's just Boston playing bad.
Yeah, like they did in every loss they've had this playoff series, they fucking played bad.
So I just be wanting Anthony to say his takes on air. He only says them in the chat. Just say them on air.
He doesn't like to be held accountable.
We gotta James. We gotta move along on the pod, man. Come on, you're disrupting the flow. Come on, let's get this.
Yeah, say your takes on the pod and defend them on the pod.
Listen. We have to continue.
You only say that
next topic,
in the
James.
chat.
Next topic.
And if you defend it,
next topic.
You know, if you go against any of his takes, it's a bumming comment.
Next
and if
topic.
anybody says anything else,
topic, James.
Going along with anybody going against his take,
topic.
You're liable to be disrespected and called someone's girlfriend.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony loves calling James my boyfriend. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Weird. Very weird.
Oh, really? Yeah,
it's disrespectful.
Oh, really? Really, Dylan? What, all the stuff that you post about me and Roz?
You are Roz's cheerleader. You are literally Roz's cheerleader. Where are your pom-poms at, Anthony?
You're supposed to have that clip ready to go, Dylan.
Where's your pom-poms, Anthony? Literally, every time Roz speaks, it's shut up. Roz is speaking.
And then the closing line every time.
Roz has spoken.
Roz has spoken.
He never has any smoke for Roz. Ever. Roz came in today. He goes, Jet fan enters the chat. Raiders stink. Anthony said nothing.
Raider fan leaves the chat.
Yeah.
That's the Raiders. We're talking about football here. Different.
This kid, man.
And like the Knicks is one thing. We're talking about football here. Plus, I did make fun of the Jets, so it did make sense.
But he started making fun of the Raiders. You didn't say anything.
Because I made fun of the Jets, so it's fair game at that point.
But if I made fun of the Jets, you would have came right back at me like you did.
Yeah.
But not him.
Well, you've been shitting on the Raiders for like as long as I remember you. We're talking.
Roz has been shitting on the Knicks as long as Dylan has been shitting on the Raiders. You shut your ass
That's
up.
Not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
Roz has been shitting on the Knicks since you met him.
Roz has been constructively critical of New York since day one. And I've read every single comment that you guys keep telling me, Anthony, look at what Roz is saying. It's right there. I'm like, all right, let me go look at it. I'm not trying to be a little troll here let me actually look at the comments. And I'm looking at every single one. And I'm like, okay.
Hey, Dylan,
he's articulating. And no, wait, the thing is, wait, let me finish. I would look at Roz's comments and then simultaneously look at Dylan's comments. I'm like, okay.
Dylan, relay one of your constructive criticism takes about the Raiders. Just give the listeners and the viewers just a peek in something you would say about the Raiders.
They have the worst defense in the division.
That's a bummy comment.
Oh, why is that, Anthony? Why is that?
Are they statistically the worst in the division?
Well, it's a new year with new players, so I don't have statistics to say
but
that.
Just off of
based
that,
off of talent that you have on your roster versus talent in the division.
But the thing is, when you're talking about the NFL, you're talking about what looks good on paper. Like, come on, that's the worst comparison. That's the worst judgment you can make as far as the NFL.
Now, wait. Now, were they the worst in their division last year?
Defensive wise? No.
Okay. All right.
But my point is based off of literally every single team upgrading at the positions.
On paper. What is everyone saying right now, bro?
Do you have a single
Dylan, what is everybody saying right now about the Denver Broncos? Oh my God, they finally got their missing piece, Russell Wilson. Now they're ready to take that next leap.
They are.
We don't know that. We don't. You're just automatically assuming that Russell Wilson is just going to step and the Broncos are going to start balling.
So,
So you're saying replacing Teddy Bridgewater with a top 10 quarterback in the NFL is not going to do anything?
That's not what I said.
Of course, I'm asking you that. That's me asking you a question.
Of course, that's an upgrade.
So that's not taking a step?
I'm talking about the division. People are talking about Broncos are automatically penciled in as divisional winners. They got them on all the primetime games. They got them on Christmas. They got them everywhere. And I'm saying, first off, it's a new season. You don't know who's going to do well. There's been a lot of changes. You can't just, the safest assumption you can make is that the Rams are going to do good because they basically just re-signed all their major pieces. That's one of the safest judgments you can make about next year.
They're easily the best team in their division.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's one of the safest assessments you can make.
And they just won the goddamn Super Bowl.
Yes. Exactly. Everything else, most other things are up in the air.
That's not true.
What makes it not true?
I can give you a bunch of division winners right now.
All right, give me.
Green Bay Packers. Division winners, perfect. Buffalo Bills. Division winners, perfect.
I don't agree with the Packers, but Bills I agree with.
You don't think the Packers are going to win the division?
I don't think they're a pencil in for the division, dude.
You're
all those offensive weapons they just lost, and all of a sudden they're just a pencil in.
Tennessee Titans.
I'll give you that.
Division winners. Los Angeles Rams.
I'll give you that.
Winners. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Division winners.
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
That's not
Division
a lock.
Winners.
That's not a lock. That's not a lock.
I'll see you guys later.
Well, no, I give you that, Dylan, because
the Cowboys are a lock to win the NFC East.
Philly's
100%. Philly is not better.
With all the additions, Philly.
How's Philly not better?
Philly's not better. Man. Philly's not better. You want to know why Philly's not better?
They're not better than Dallas, but they're better than they were last year.
They are. I will say they are better than they were last year. Right? Last year they made it to the playoffs not playing anybody. And Jalen Hurts stinks.
Well, you hate Jalen Hurts
because he's not good at football.
That may be a side bet that we have for next year.
I'm totally down.
You do not like Jalen.
Because I'm very adamant on Jalen Hurts not being a good quarterback. Very adamant.
He is a good quarterback.
He's great for the money he makes.
Not great, but he's a good quarterback.
He's great value for the money that he makes. And if you get an NFL starter making $900,000 a year, you win. You fucking win.
Especially when he's good, like Jalen Hurts is.
Based off what?
I don't know. Him going to the playoffs last year.
Playing nobody.
Play who's in front of you. Is that what you just say? Isn't that what you
play who's in front of you, and they played bums. They played bums. I don't think they beat a single team with a winning record last year.
I don't know.
I don't think they won a single. They didn't play. They didn't beat anybody with a winning record last year. So come on now. Dallas Cowboys win the division. I think that's a fucking lock. But yeah, there's nothing. The only thing that's up in the air is which teams are going to make the wild card.
I think the AFC West is up in the air. I think the AFC West is up in the air.
And the AFC West and which team's going to make the wild card. That's the only thing that's up in the air in the NFL.
Any of them three could win the division. The Raiders are not.
No, that whole team, all those teams can win the division.
They also win the division, though.
But, you have to have one team that's worse than the other ones. That is literally a fact.
And unfortunately,
talent-wise, it is the Raiders.
I think the Raiders are the worst team. I think if the Raiders were in the NFC West, they would easily. And
Anthony, don't get this wrong by saying because of the worst team in the division that the Raiders aren't good.
No, that's not. I
because they are a good football team. The problem is the areas that are
teams.
important in the NFL. They are the worst in the division at.
But again, the reason why I say on paper, and it's here's my thing: you can only truly go off of last year.
Perfect.
You really can. And last year we were better than the Chargers, and we were better than the Broncos. Yes, the Broncos did not have Russell Wilson, guess what? We still were gashing their all-world defense that everyone loves to talk about. All right? So at the end of the day, yes, they got better.
There's zero context in you saying that. Because do you know why that all-world defense gets gashed up? Because they're going 3 and out, and the defense has to go out there tired every fucking down.
Oh God, yes. Now
so there's context to that. So please, that's where an elite quarterback comes and changes the game, and you know that, Anthony. I don't want you to act like you don't know that because that's basic fucking football, right? If we're gonna go based off of last year, right? You guys had the worst offensive line in your division last year, correct?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
That's true, and you still do.
Yeah,
that is true. You guys had the worst secondary in your division last year.
Mm-hmm.
You still do because everybody else upgraded their secondary while you guys didn't.
But we upgraded our D-line.
I'm glad because the rest of your defense still stinks. Like, I don't understand what you want me to say here. Your corners can only cover for so long, just like your pass rushers can only attack the quarterback for so long. Guys aren't open for 5 seconds. Like, that cornerback is the hardest position to play in football, and you need time. What helps with time? Being able to, 1, stay in front of your guy, 2, pass rush. Your pass rush works. Can your corner stay in front of wide receivers?
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, your corners in your playoffs played well over their ceiling. Well over their ceiling. But you have a C cornerback group. You do. And there's no, like, you can't lie to yourself and say you don't. Because even you said that your cornerbacks played well above what they were supposed to in those playoffs.
Yeah, I know, I did.
Or in the final stretch of the fucking season. And the linebackers, you have the worst linebacking corner in the division too.
All I'm saying is it's just too early to make assumptions.
It's not.
I think it is. Because at the end of the day, what did everyone say? And again, I'm just going to go off last year because that's what I have in front of me. All right? That's proof and evidence of in front of me what I've seen. Everyone said the Chargers were better than the Raiders. What the fuck?
I think the Chargers are better than the Raiders, but the problem is the Chargers coach is not.
but you can't. But then it's just like that's nitpicking, man. Oh no, it's just the Chargers coach is.
Chargers coach is an idiot.
We were literally playing on an interim head coach, man.
With the quarterback who still led the way, an interim head coach who was part of the coaching staff, who the players already know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a hard thing to do. It is a hard thing to do because now you have to be the guy who's leading the team. But you know what else isn't a hard thing to do? Not call a fucking timeout when you guys are trying to literally tie the game. Everybody in the world knew that you guys were trying to tie the game. That's why the Chargers stink. Is because they're coached, not because they're talent. Because we saw your defense fucking fold in that fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, but again, like let's go back a year ago when the Dallas Cowboys, they got what's his face, CeeDee Lamb, and everyone's just raving about their offense. Everyone's absolutely raving. What was the projection for the Dallas Cowboys? A deep playoff run.
Yeah.
And they still can't get the job done. Still getting bounced
that
up.
year they got CeeDee Lamb. Isn't that the year that Dak got hurt? Because that was 2 years ago. Dak got hurt.
Yep, 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dak got hurt.
Well, it doesn't matter.
And then Zeke got hurt, and then they're playing with 4th-string offensive lineman and 3rd-string quarterback.
Okay, but
Ben DiNucci.
But this past year, then.
Oh no, that Dallas should have won against San Francisco.
Yeah.
They had their opportunity.
And Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't playing lights out.
Mike McCarthy's fucking terrible.
But then it goes back to the
It's coaching. It's a 53-man roster, right? You have a coach, you have coordinators, like play calling. Dallas's play calling was terrible. Terrible. And then on defense, they were terrible. Like, why are they playing 15 yards off of fucking Debo? That's terrible coaching because they just kept running slants and drags, allowing Debo to get an open field. That's fucking terrible coaching. They played so they didn't expose Trayvon Diggs because Trayvon Diggs allowed the most yards.
If we make the postseason over Denver, are you going to say that's bad coaching?
If Denver's losing games because of dumb decisions, then yes, I will say it's bad coaching.
Because there's decisions that have to be made. Personnel being on the field, play calling, like all that stuff is not on just the players and the players on the field. The players have to do what they're told. Right? Do you think the Malcolm Butler interception, whose fault is that? In the Super Bowl that Russell Wilson threw. Whose fault is that?
That's Pete Carroll's fault.
No. Oh, now it's the coach's fault. Now it's the coach's fault.
That's Pete Carroll's fault. Come on, man.
Ah, now that's the coach's fault. So we pick and choose when it's the coach's fault, when it's the player's fault? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
No, it's called being consistent. Whose fault is it that the Chargers called the timeout when you guys were clearly trying to tie the game? Whose fault is that?
It was the coach.
It's the coach's fault. Oh, shit.
But, again, there were events that happened before they even got to that moment, Dylan. And what were those events?
You guys were killing clock. And if you guys didn't, if they
How
didn't
did we
call
get to kill
timeout.
clock? We put ourselves in a position to kill clock, but nobody ever wants to talk about that. All they talk about was the Chargers coach. The Chargers beat the Chargers.
You guys were trying to kill clock. You guys weren't trying to score.
Because we put ourselves in that position. Everyone likes to say, oh, the Chargers beat the Chargers. The Raiders didn't beat the Chargers. No, we beat the Chargers. We beat the Chargers. Oh, it's the Chargers coach. He's on the Chargers. We beat the Chargers. We beat him.
So there's nobody to blame on that Chargers loss? Do you not blame somebody for that
Of course,
Chargers
whenever
loss?
a team loses, of course there's people to blame.
Who's to blame?
Every single one on that team. That's who to fucking blame. They didn't get the job done. We were better than them. It's not that hard.
You blame the coach for calling the timeout, which led to you guys saying, you know what? Fuck it. Let's win the game. They're not stopping us from running the ball.
Like I said.
Because you guys weren't calling timeouts. You guys had all your timeouts left, and you guys weren't calling them. You were trying to literally kill the clock. If you guys were trying to win that game, you would have called timeouts and you would have stopped running the ball. Would you have not? You would have. Oh, shit, because that's how football works, right? That's literally how football works. But you guys were trying to kill the clock. You guys would have let the clock hit 0 and came out and did another snap and let the clock fall, ended a tie. That's literally what was going to happen. But guess what? Sequence of events change when one coach is stupider than the other. Because you can look at that Chargers team right now and tell me there isn't more talent in every aspect of that room except for defensive line.
Well, he's biased.
Than yours.
He's not gonna do that.
No, I'll say it. But there's more talent.
You guys are that, and that's my only.
They had more talent last year, though. Like that's the thing. That's why I'm not.
I wouldn't go that far. There were certain points last year where their secondary was just as bad as yours, even though
I'm talking about overall talent, overall team talent. They had more talent than us.
They had their offensive line is just as bad as yours. Their running back situation is not as good as yours. Their wide receiver group is better than yours. You have the better tight end.
Dude, Josh Jacobs just got healthy towards the end of the season. How is their running back situation worse than ours?
Their running back is Austin Eckler, who all he does in that offense is catch dink and dunks and didn't do shit in that game against you guys.
Josh Jacobs literally was banged up almost the entire season.
Josh Jacobs is the MVP of that game.
We're not talking
Thank
about
you.
that. No, but that's not even
Josh Jacobs is a better running back than Austin Eckler.
We're not talking about just one game. We're talking about the whole season. You're saying Austin Eckler was better last year, and I'm telling you, Jacobs.
No, I'm telling you, Jacobs is better than Eckler. That's what I'm telling you.
Not last year, dude.
I'm saying as a whole, whether it was last year or not, I say Josh Jacobs as a running back is a better running back than Austin Eckler. And he is. Darren Waller's better than their tight end. Right? Max Crosby, to me, is just as good as Joey Bosa.
Yeah, definitely.
And Ngakoue is better than whoever the opposite end was last year, because it wasn't Ingram. Is he not? He is. Going off last year, even though Ngakoue's not on that team this year. Your linebacking core is just as bad. Your corners are about the same. And the only separating part on your defense is fucking Derwin. So last year, was that team that much better? Realistically, no, it was not. So I don't want to hear that.
I just want to apologize to James. I didn't think this was going to develop into this.
It's me learning something. Where this year they get an all-world corner and J.C. Jackson go in that room and change that shit a little bit, and then go get Khalil Mack on the other side of Joey Bosa, which is unbelievable. So that matches the Chandler Jones type of thing too. I think they're pretty even.
You're the first person to say they were pretty even. Everyone I heard said the Chargers had much better talent than the Raiders last year. This is the first time I'm hearing that their talent was equal.
If you break it down, it's really not that far off.
But that's not what I was hearing all of last year. I'm just telling you, that's not what I was
I know,
hearing.
and I'm telling you from an unbiased person, just look. Just follow what's in front of you. Read the paper. Read the stats. Read the talent. It's not that hard to evaluate football if you understand what the fuck you're talking about. And that's why I think the way I think. That was my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming.
Well, I mean, let's move right along to baseball. Let's get James back in here. Viva los Yankees! Viva los
Nueva York Yankees! Best team in baseball.
Best team in baseball. 46 wins. Aaron Judge is
MVP.
He's definitely the MVP right now. I don't want to jinx it, but he's just, let's just say he's on pace to having a better year than that rookie year that he had when he hit 50, and he's on pace to have a little bit more than 50. So, there's that. There's that. There's the Mets, who have the second best record in baseball. Interesting enough, because the Dodgers are going through that part of the season where everyone gets hurt. So, hey, listen, if the Mets, get them. Build your lead. The Mets are hanging on. I thought the Mets were going to come back to earth when Max Scherzer got hurt, but they keep on keeping on. But distance in their rearview mirror are closer than they may seem, because these Atlanta Braves are coming. I don't know if you're aware, but they won again today. No, they won again today.
Oh, it's 14 now.
They are up to 14 in a row, and they have closed the Mets' lead to 4.
5.
No, the Mets lost today.
Well, it says the Braves are 36-27. The Mets are 41-22.
5. They are closing quickly, and I kind of like it. I remember back in my youth when that Mets-Braves rivalry was a thing. That Mets-Braves rivalry was real. That rivalry was so real. They had Yankee fans hating the Braves. They had Yankee fans hating the Braves. It was so real. All of New York hated the Braves. And if the Braves keep going like this rivalry might actually kick up again. I mean, it would be fun to see. I've said it on the pod, I would love to see Subway Series 2. That would be
love to see it.
So much fun. Like I said, I think Major League Baseball would prefer Yankees Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, Subway Series 2, oh yeah. Sign me up, cause
put in my veins.
But
if you want to talk about closing the gap, there's another couple teams that are closing the gap, and that's the Reds, the Royals, and the Athletics closing the gap on who's going to be the fucking worst team in baseball.
Don't forget the Cubs.
The
Pirates. Yeah, the Cubs.
Throw the Pirates in there too.
So Anthony's whole division besides the Brewers and the Cardinals.
And I didn't realize the Cubs were that bad.
The Cubs are right there with you, man.
Cubs are bad.
Wow, they're 1-9 their last 10.
Jesus.
Cubs are bad, man.
But holy shit, Anthony, this team is bad. There's been a whole Anthony's significantly calmed down on the Reds.
We're better than the Athletics. Let's see.
Right now, and you're better than the Athletics and the Royals right now.
The Royals, because the Royals are oh my lord, the Royals are bad.
We're better than the Nationals.
I never thought I'd see a world where the Marlins aren't the worst.
And they're clearly not the worst.
They're clearly not the worst because that boy Jazz is fucking unbelievable. That boy Jazz Chisholm is good for baseball. That boy good. That boy good. I wish Derek Jeter was still the owner over there. So we could do a little bit more home cooking.
But Dylan, how are you feeling? I think you're gonna. So what was the bet with this? What was it? 43 wins? 44?
I think it's 43.
43.
I think it's 43.
I don't know, Dylan.
It's 40.
40. It's 42 or 43.
42.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
I have faith that this Reds team will just not win baseball games.
I mean, Dylan, they only have to win 20 more games for the rest of the year.
I mean, they struggle to get 20 wins as a whole. So what are we doing here? You don't think it's gonna be another fucking
we only need to get
ride for another
games.
20?
I don't know. I think you're asking a little much now. I mean, all they got to do is win like a, 2-3.
We played 63 games.
Five games a month for the rest of the year.
I don't want to do this thing where I cause harm to anybody. But somebody on the Reds is going to get hurt at some point. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Will it be their stud pitcher? Or
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm not saying I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying the inevitability will happen.
You dare say nothing about my boy Green.
I will say nothing other than somebody's going to get hurt. And I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just pointing out the simple inevitabilities. Just like I pointed out the Embiid inevitability, I will point out the 162 game season inevitability.
Dylan, you realize all we have to do is go 19-80 the rest of the season.
I understand, and I don't think you guys can. Anthony, there's a reason I made this bet. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that you guys can't do it. There's a reason. Like, I'm not just sitting here just being a dickhead. Like, I believe you guys really can't do it. And it's not like you guys have done anything to change my mind.
You know how hard it is to go 19-80?
And you guys will figure it out. You guys will figure out the way to do it. You guys will figure out the way to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. Look, what was the number? Was it 27 that I put? Look,
4.
if we somehow lose the games that you're saying, I will increase the dollar amount to 40. I will give you 40. I'll give you 40. I will give you 40.
I can only if I believe in the Reds. Not in a positive way. I believe they will fuck this up and fucking just lose all the games because I know they can. I know they can, and I'm putting it into the world.
99 games and losing 80 of them.
Yeah.
That's just atrocious.
And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that the Reds will lose 80 games. 80 more games. You guys have done nothing otherwise to make me believe so. So until you guys start winning a bunch of games.
But that's the thing. We don't really need to win a bunch of games. All we have to do is
by a bunch, I mean like 5. Like when you guys get to 30, I'll start to worry a little bit. But I don't see that anytime soon.
Oh, God.
I knew I should have bet what you did on Anthony when you said they were going to make the playoffs. I should have jumped all over that because I knew I'm not going to be as harsh as Dylan with the 42 wins. But I knew there was no way in hell y'all was going to make the playoffs. Even though, if we want to be positive, you guys are only, I think, 12 games out of the wild card right now. So
it's hard to believe. So hard to believe.
It's not over yet,
Hey, man, I'm riding with that F- team grade. There's a reason y'all got graded F minus minus minus.
And it's like, for me, it's just like I have to like shut up in a way.
Yeah,
it's like I can't say nothing about the Yankees. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do talking about the Yankees?
The
like,
best team in baseball.
Yeah, they're the best team in baseball. I can't say shit.
With the best player in baseball.
Like, I was peeping y'all schedule upcoming. I was like, oh, they got a difficult schedule. Then I remembered, oh wait, they're the Yankees. I was like, they're the Yankees. The only thing I can say is y'all got the Astros coming up.
Wait. I can't wait.
You guys have
play
like
the Bart Scott. Can't wait.
Yeah, you guys have like 2 series like right on top of each other with the Astros. That's the only thing I can say.
And even still, like, even if you lose that series, we still have a great lead. Like, we're out here balling. Like, we're gonna lose games. We're not gonna say we're not, but like, if you go and you win those Astros series, and it's like, all right, that's a nice spot to be in at this point of the season.
Yeah,
lovely spot to be in at this point of the season.
If we pack up the Astros, it's gonna be like, yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Y'all division is tough, though. Y'all division is tough.
Because Toronto's really good.
Toronto is very good.
Toronto's really good.
And recently, everybody but the Orioles has been like on a pretty decent stretch.
Yeah, Tampa.
Yeah, the Boston Red Sox. They've been on a really good stretch.
Have come back to life.
Mm-hmm. They're not going away.
Yeah, but the hard part about the Red Sox is they have to get in front of the Rays and the fucking Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna kill each other. So, you know.
Meanwhile, the Yankees are winning all the games they're supposed to, and then some.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's funny. It's like the Orioles aren't even that behind. Like, for a last place,
they're 4 games ahead of you.
No, I'm talking about in that division. And they're 27.
They're 6 games behind the Red Sox.
Yeah, like.
What? That's goals for them? That's goals?
Yeah, for the Orioles, yeah. That's goals for 27 and 37 is a good record for the Orioles. I'll put it like that.
It's a good record for the Reds.
I would love to be 27 and 37.
It'll be a while, Anthony. Don't worry.
He said it'll be a while.
I would just like you to remind yourself that you guys had a no-hitter and still lost.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. Do not remind me of that game.
Red's gonna red.
Red's gonna red.
Oh, fuck. God.
What?
Oh, Lord. I just took a look at our schedule. Shit. Woo! That shit is ugly. That shit is ugly.
Imagine being the guy who voted that you guys were going to win games.
So, wait on. Our next 3 games are against the Brewers. Then after that, it's the Dodgers. Then we're going to San Francisco. Oh, and then we got the Braves right after.
Yeah, y'all legitimately might win 3 games in the next 5 series.
Dylan might be onto something. Yo, what kind of fucking run is this?
Y'all better get the Brewers.
Yo, they trying to kill us out there.
When the Brewers are the easiest team on your next 5, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Hey, man, I say the things I say for a reason.
Yo,
I'm not just out here spouting bullshit just because I like the way I sound.
We literally have no breaks for like the next month. Like, it's just nothing but Murderer's Row on top of Murderer's Row.
Chalk that up to things you love to see.
We have 3 games against the Cubs in there. That's it.
Y'all will win 1.
This face.
Anthony, my brother in Christ, there's no way you believe that you can win more than 1 against the Cubs right now. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
You're a fucking loser, Anthony.
I don't know. I don't have anything else. James, your Celtics in 6 blew up. Who are you picking for Game 6?
Oh, man. I'm gonna die on the hill, man. I'm gonna ride the till the wheels fall off. So I'm gonna say the Celtics are gonna have a bounce back game next game and ultimately end it in Boston.
So you think Boston is still gonna win the series?
Yeah.
Okay, stamp it. Okay.
Stamp it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna finally get that decent Tatum game next game, hopefully. It's either that or Jaylen Brown is just gonna probably go nuclear with the help of Smart and
Horford.
White and Horford. You know,
Remember when Al Horford was going to win the MVP of the finals?
On the way too early.
Whose ladder was that? ESPN?
No, that was Trey, the fucking Blackheart's cousin.
Oh my god! Glad I wasn't here for that one.
Every time I see him, I'm like, "Hey, so how's your way too early finals MVP list going?" After one game predicting finals MVP, imagine couldn't be me. Anthony, I would like to see you tomorrow on Post Game Live, with a steak ready to go. Eat it live on Post Game Live, a nice medium rare steak.
Tomorrow might be the last Post Game Live. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, I just realized that it might be the last Post Game Live.
It's been so much fun.
Gotta go out with a bang. Get a steak ready.
Yeah, motherfuckers we need to start watching more hockey.
I mean, listen, the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche are going to win the cup, and they won in overtime tonight, so they're up 1-0.
Was game one in Colorado?
Yes.
Or Tampa Bay?
No, it was in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Okay.
Anthony, I have one question. Is your new resurgence hockey team in the Stanley Cup?
No.
That much I said no. It's neither one of these teams. No.
I told you he's gonna pop up next week and he's gonna tell us he's a Vancouver Canucks fan.
No, I think he's a Golden Knights fan.
It's funny. When I was doing my research, because again, I barely know anything about hockey like that. I was like, what is all these fucking Canadian teams like? There's like 7 teams in Canada.
It's a Canadian sport.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about hockey. I didn't know there's that many teams from Canada. Like,
yeah, the most popular is the Maple Leafs, and they suck.
Really?
Yes.
Choke artists.
They stink. But yeah, I think you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan.
I think he's going to hit us with the Kings.
I think he's going to try to keep it in Vegas. Go with the rigged team, since he's been calling rigged.
He's like, go with the rigged.
Go with the team who, in its first year of inception, wins the Stanley Cup Finals in Vegas. Yeah, that's not fucking suspicious at all, NHL, huh? Not suspect at all, huh?
Well, I'll be wearing my hockey shirt next week on the pod.
Until Amazon fucking fucks this delivery up too, and then we gotta keep waiting.
If they fuck it up by next week, Tuesday, yeah, I don't see that happening. It's on track for Thursday, so yeah.
Okay. We shall see. I don't have any more stories. I mean, if you want, me and Dylan can go do a deep dive into this Vince McMahon scandal if y'all want. James, did you hear about this Vince McMahon scandal?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So apparently, Vince McMahon has been paying women to have sex with him, passing them off to another executive in the WWE, and then making them sign NDAs to keep it quiet.
Not surprised. Are you surprised? Is anybody out here surprised?
No. That's the funny thing. We said that when we were in our pre-show meeting. We was like, I'm not surprised by this stuff. And it sounds like something he would do.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't know why, but the John Laurinaitis part doesn't surprise me even more. Like, he just looks like somebody who would do some shit.
He looks like a creep.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking creep.
All I know about John Laurinaitis is that he got married to the Bella Twins' mom on the show.
Yeah, yes.
Wow. And I don't know if they're still together or not, but
I think so.
I do remember that. So this is just hilarious.
Paying hush money after you're paying these chicks to get some, pass along to your buddy, and then sign an NDA. You're out of here. You're fired.
Wait, were they getting money from both Vince and John, or was it?
No, I think Vince was covering the cost.
Like from what I saw, they would get money up front, and then they would get a raise. Pun intended. They would get a raise, and then they would have to.
They definitely got a raise.
So.
No!
Scandalous. But
and it makes sense. I think they knew. I think everybody kind of had their knowledge that something was coming. That's why Nick Khan started taking more and more of a prevalent role. That's why Triple H, I know he was out with health issues, but stayed distant. Stephanie recently stepped away, went on leave.
What's going
a couple
on with
months
Shane?
ago? Shane and Vince had falling out at the Royal Rumble.
Because I heard Shane, wasn't happy.
Yeah, they had a falling out because Shane was trying to book shit in the Royal Rumble that just didn't make any sense. And then they got into a fight and he got kicked out and relieved of his duties. So they're all kind of distant right now. And it seems like Vince is going to get kicked off the board. Because the board's investigating. The rumor is he's going to get kicked off the board and he's probably forced to sell.
Oh.
And here comes, oh boy! Can't wait to go buy my first wrestling company.
And the but I don't know. I think it'll be NBC because they already got the deal with Peacock. So
you don't think Disney is like, hey?
I mean, Disney's got the
imagine the money they would make from having WWE in Disney World
on Disney Plus and on
imagine the fucking money. God damn!
I mean, it's $1 billion business. I know you think it's crazy, James, but this is a $1 billion
business. Yeah, that whole operation. They're already in Orlando, so they're just gonna uproot and move completely. See you, Stanford.
I know.
See you, Stanford. We're gonna build new Titan Towers right next to fucking Disney World.
It is.
And the mouse wins.
That's just such a sad way to go out. When you look
it's terrible.
Regardless of what opinions you have about Vince and all that, he has such a storied history, like dating back to the mid-70s? Isn't that when he took over after his father? It was like 75, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking decades of just what he did, like
dominance.
He changed wrestling before Vince. Yeah. Everything was territories.
Yeah,
everything was territory.
And he's like, "Come on, Terry, come over with me to New York and wear yellow and red."
He's like,
we're gonna call you Hulk.
We're national now. We're national business. We're just gonna take
man.
all talent. And WWE was born.
To go out like this.
Are you surprised though?
You live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I'm not surprised. I'm just kind of ashamed. Like, I don't know. I guess like put yourself inside the head of a 77-year-old man. You've literally changed the landscape for almost 5 decades, and now you're going to be remembered for this.
God complex. Power corrupts.
People are going to overlook 45 years.
Yep.
For a couple of, again, I don't know how long these sessions were, for a couple of sessions.
For some fucking pussy.
Yes. For vagina.
James.
For vagina.
He's like, well, like that.
45 years. Vagina.
But I mean, how do you remember Hulk Hogan? Because as great, I still get chills when I hear Hulk Hogan's music. But as soon as he comes out, the first thing that pops into my mind is fucking.
Oh, fuck Hulk Hogan.
Racist. Exactly. Like
his theme song should still be the national anthem, but it's fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you get all the nostalgia feels when you see like him slamming Andre the Giant. Oh, whoop-de-doo, and the NWO. You get all that nostalgia, but reality quickly sets in. He's a racist. He's a horrible human being. Horrible human being.
But music should be the national anthem. They should play that song before the fucking football games. Absolutely, I stand by.
I don't know who came up with that song, but listen, that deserves a Grammy for that song. Class, that song will never get old.
Oh, it really won't. It really won't.
I'm all right with it. I say it every year. Every year I go see my Facebook memories and I'm like, oh, it's that time of the year. Let's repost it. Just a reminder.
Speaking of that, I think do they have WWE 2K22 as a trial on
Yes.
PlayStation? Oh, they do.
You should get it. It's an amazing game.
It's a very good game.
It is? Okay.
Let's put more money in Vince's pocket, but it's an amazing game. It's great. But does anybody have trivia tonight? Anybody?
James?
Nope.
Silence. All right. Anthony, you said you had something. Oh, James got something?
Oh God. Here we go.
Nah, I don't have anything.
Okay. Anthony, you said you had trivia this week.
Sure did. And I was going to text you and ask you, but I was like, nope. He said he's got it. So I don't need to do anything. Well, Anthony, here we are.
I was asking to get permission to do it.
You told us. You said, no, fuck that. I'm doing it.
Yeah, but nobody said I could do it, though. Y'all all just stayed silent.
Do it.
Okay, Anthony.
Y'all all stayed silent. I was like, yo, can I do it?
That's fine.
You didn't say that. You said, yo, I'm doing it.
Next week, be ready.
But no one said anything. No one was like, oh, so you can do it next week.
No, the conversation was, you know what? I want to do trivia next week. And me and Dylan said, you got to win in order to get the privilege to do trivia. And you said, nah, fuck that. I'm doing trivia. That's how it ended.
That is how it went.
Yeah.
Nobody said
so where's your trivia?
Where's the trivia?
But my trivia is also predicated on like music too. Like,
so where's the trivia?
He doesn't have it. No, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm making it very clear. Next week, Anthony, you will have your trivia.
Because I was gonna set the whole thing up, but no one said I could do it.
You can do it next week.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not lying. Like, I'm not lying.
Next week, Anthony.
I literally was like, I want to do trivia. I want to do the trivia, and everyone stayed silent.
No, but we didn't say no.
But you didn't say yes either. You definitely didn't say yes.
We let it be. We thought you were gonna come prepared.
Well,
all right. So is this a confirmation that I could do the trivia next week?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right.
Next week.
So yes, I will be doing the trivia next week.
Our NBA Finals wrap-up show. I haven't quite decided if next week's the season finale, but definitely will be our finals review recap show. So we should have a guest on next week. And yes, you can do your trivia.
All right. Okay.
I will convene with you this weekend.
All right.
And we will be ready.
All right.
So I'm just going to let you guys know that I will not be a part of it because I'm going to have to help him set it up, and I'll have to know the answers to set him up. And Dylan, you know that that's true.
Yeah,
so
I do.
I will not play, but I will make sure that this is somewhat good. You guys will be
it's playable.
Yeah, I'll make sure that we can make money off of next week's episode. Anthony's definitely going to try to not have us. Yeah, so I don't have anything, nothing on the fly. No, I guess we could just hit that like, share, subscribe. I mean, like I said, unless you guys have something you want to talk about, we're going to hit that like, share, subscribe. I mean, it is late anyway, and I'm tired, so let's hit this like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. Bing. And let's go to our goodbyes, and we will let our hosts for our segment next week go first.
Yes. Like, share, and subscribe. Another great episode. I will be premiering not only my trivia, but also my hockey gear for my new team next week as well. So a lot to look forward to next week. And yes, follow me on Instagram, Enoch313. Follow me on Facebook and follow us on all the major platforms. We will see you next week. And also with the finals coverage as well. So yes, a lot to look forward to next week.
Mm-hmm. Fashionably late.
James.
Fashionably late.
I was in 2K World just now. Yeah, man. This was fun. I am very interested in Anthony's trivia next weekend. Very interested, especially that based on music, where me and Dylan are the music guys. So but I'm not even gonna go there. I'm very interested in it. He's gonna probably have a million Tupac questions. But
Mike, can we put a limit on Tupac questions?
Yeah.
I'm on the job.
Shout out to the viewers, shout out to the subscribers, shout out to the listeners. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. And this is gonna continue to be fun. Thank you. Follow me on Breezy5X. That's on Twitter. Follow me at Breezy__BILLZ. That's on Instagram. Yeah. Good night.
The mad producer.
All right, _podcast Poppy _ on all social media platforms. Thank you to all the listeners and all the subscribers who spend time out of the day to come and listen to us. Really appreciate you. Everybody who comes in for post-game live. The last few post-game lives have been a lot of fun because of the chat interactions. So please share that when we're doing those. Like, it's a great time. Come in, hang out with us, shoot the shit. And if you want to come in, let us know. We'll pull you in. You don't got to stay in the chat. You can come join the fun. Catch the smoke too. Like, it's all right. Just come in the comments. We'll pick and choose who we let in. Like, come on. It's a lot of fun, man. Yeah, this has been a great time. Appreciate y'all. And we move.
Yes. Thank you to everyone watching. Like I said, however you follow us, thanks to all the platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and our newest platform. We are on Amazon Music. We are on Audible. So if you have Audible, look us up, download us on there. Still working on some other platforms, but probably won't be ready till season 2 because these things take forever and I don't know why. But yeah, thank you. Follow me, IAM_NBJ on all the socials. Shout out to the OTTR crew. We've got some things coming up with them. Like I said, we will be doing post-game live tomorrow after Game 6. It'll either be our last post-game live of the season, or it'll be our preview for the last post-game live on Father's Day. Like I said, I'm kind of hoping Golden State closes it out because we have fathers in the group, and I would hate to have to ask them to try and jump in here on Father's Day. Dylan's kids never sleep, so that really doesn't help. He has to spend time with them at all times. Jaden never seems to go to sleep.
No, he's not there.
But we thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do have our Chalk Talks will be ramping up. We still have Yankee Chalk Talks, video game Chalk Talks still to come. And we have a wrestling Chalk Talk with the OTTR crew that is going to be coming, which is going to be fun. So, yeah, we're still working out here. Summer break, but not really summer break. And, yeah, we are out here free. We are BG. And, yeah, I mean, that's all I got, man.
Well said.
Here. And we will, actually, I'll put her graphic up before we leave.
Already did it.
There we go. And we're out of here.
Go next.